I think he's got it. He does. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that, buddy. Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. I'm out here on the Tennessee River this morning. Hopefully you can see me right now as I don't have my filming light set up and it's still a little bit dark. It's about 6:45 a.m. right now. But what I've done here is I've anchored down on a main channel ledge, and right in front of me here, kind of right behind the camera, there is a creek that dumps in here. So I'm anchored down in 32 feet of water, kind of right on the edge here of that channel where it comes up into this creek. And I'm gonna cast my baits out right there in that area. Now for bait today, I've got some fresh skipjack, went out yesterday evening, loaded up, so we're good to go on bait. Now current flow out here right now, it is still ripping. From all that rain we had there last week, TVA still spilling at the dam above me and the dam below me, so got good flow out here. Normally I like to suspend fish. That's my favorite way to fish, just drop my baits down directly under me, but with the amount of flow we've got, I'm just not going to be able to control my depth effectively. The current's going to push my baits higher up in the water column. So I'm going to cast them out and just put them down there on bottom. Now, 3 out of my 4 rods today are going to be these Academy Roughneck rods. I talked about it in my last video, but if you didn't watch that, I got these rods on clearance. I was going to buy one. It was like a $20 rod just to try out and test, because I get so many questions, people wanting to know what's a cheap rod that we could use for people that's really on a budget. And so I thought, you know, it's $20, I'll try it out, what the heck. And I got up to the cash register and it rang up on sale. It was clearance for $7.49, and then of course there was a 10% off deal going too at Academy. So I ended up getting these rods $6.75. So I got up there to the register to buy 1 rod and ended up going back and getting the rest that they had. So they had 2 more, so I got a total of 3. I got my reels on there, so we're going to put these $6.75 clearance rack special rods to the test. We're going to see what kind of fish we can catch on them today. So I've got these 3 rods, and of course I got one of my other ugly sticks here. If we get a big fish today, Murphy's Law says we'll probably come on the ugly stick, since that's the one that's tried and true. We know what it can handle. But you know what? We'll put them out there. We'll see what happens with them. So I'm going to get baited up. Let's see what we can catch today. There's the first bait, y'all. That is a hunk of skipjack. That's on my ugly stick rod. I'm kind of just going to fan cast these baits out here. Now the current is going to push these baits together a little bit, but I'm still going to have some separation between them just from using heavier sinkers. When I am suspend fishing, I like to use 8-ounce sinkers, because our typical flow rate's about a half a mile an hour, and an 8-ounce sinker and a half a mile an hour current will keep my baits down directly under me and allow me to control my depth while suspend fishing. But I'm lazy and I don't want to be switching out sinkers and retying and all that crap just because I'm going to be casting baits. So it's a good test for these rods here to be able to cast these 8-ounce sinkers. You know, it's way over the rating of what they're rated for, but you know, it's over the rating for my ugly stick rods too, and they cast these 8-ounce sinkers. Big thing is, if you're going to cast a heavier sinker than what your rods are rated for, you need to be smart about it. Don't haul off and cast them as hard as you can. You got to kind of lob them a little bit, and typically you'll be okay. But if you snap a rod tip off trying to cast a weight that's way heavier than what they're rated for, don't blame me. That right there is just kind of a strip of bait. That'll sit down there and kind of flutter in that current. This is on one of the Academy rods here. I cast that 8-ounce sinker, no problem at all. These rods, they're rated heavy action, but you know, heavy's a relative term. You know, my ugly stick rods, they're rated medium heavy, and you know, I would kind of rate them kind of somewhere in between a medium and a medium heavy. So it's all relative, but they're strong enough to catch a fish. We'll just see durability wise. That'll be the real test with those rods. All right, and this bait here is my favorite of all time, the skipjack head. Look at all that blood pouring out of that thing. That's a good bait right there. I might hook into a big one on that today. Again, cast no problem. We'll get that bait out, and we got one more body section I'm gonna put on. And we'll be in business. Last bait going down. Big section of skipjack. Down it goes. All right, y'all. We got our baits out. Let's do it. Right up there's getting hit. I think he's got it. He does. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, look at that drag stripping. Look at that drag stripping, man. That was on one of the body sections. Woo, he's gonna pull. All right, here we go. We get on this academy rod here. Old clearing track. Let's see what this thing can do. That last trip, I used one of them there, but I didn't get any good fish on it. Just a couple dinks. It handled them fine, obviously, but that ain't the real test. You gotta catch a whopper to really see what these things can hold up to. And I really want to do some suspend fishing with them because that puts so much stress on the rod. And you got a short line out, and them fish really load up the rods. I think this might be a striper, y'all. We'll see, but the way he's running sideways out there and making them really hard runs like that, I'm almost willing to bet you money it's a striper. He's splashing right out there, but I can't see him. And he's a digging, ain't he? I will say these rods are heavier action than my ugly stick rods. You can see they don't have all that give in them. Man, this fish is strong. I still don't know exactly what it is. I think it's a striper. He come up the surface out there a minute ago, but I wasn't able to see what he was. Goodness, man, he's strong. We should be getting him close enough to see here in a second. Yeah, it is a striper. It is. That old beast right there. Man, they're fun. Uh-oh, look at that one, y'all. There goes that rod. Oh, man. Oh, man, there it goes, too. There it goes, too. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna land this striper here right quick, because these things do not do well if you don't get them back in the water quickly. So we're gonna land him. Let's land this one, and then that's on that headpiece too, man. Let's hold this one up here right quick. Look at that. Buddy, that was a good time. I'm just going to get a quick length on him here, and I want to get that other one that's on that headpiece. All right, y'all, that one there, 34.5 inches. A dang good time, man. One last look. I want to get this other fish here. See ya, buddy. There he goes. All right, there's that one. Now let's pick up on this one that ate the headpiece. Yeah, man. Business picked up here in a hurry this morning, y'all. This may be another striper right here too. Them things ain't never alone. They're schooling fish. And I do tend to catch more of them this time of year where, I don't know what today is. Day's 28th, May 28th, I believe. And our catfish are either on the beds right now or they're close. We're in that time of year. And what typically happens for me is the places that I would normally be catfishing turn into striper holes. I started catching a lot more stripers in the places that I would normally be catching cats when the cats are on the bed. And that is also true, especially when I'm fishing like I am today, where I'm anchored down and I'm casting my baits out. I don't get a whole lot of stripers on suspended baits. Happens, but not as frequently as when I cast my baits. Yeah, it's another striper down there, I see him. This one here, we'll get him up here and take a look. I don't believe he's going to be as big as the other one. We may get lucky and get our head back too. It ain't been down there long. We'll throw it back out if we get it back. Yeah, all right. Okay. Well, let's bring this one in. Doubles, man, double stripers. That one ate that head piece. Let's hold this one up here. That's another, and I don't know, he's probably about the same size as the other. We'll measure it here in a second. They both found that cut skipjack there on the bottom and like what they found. Them old Academy rods and roughneck rods, they held up pretty well to them. Okay, well, let's throw, oh, goodness now, buddy. He's wild, he's ornery. We'll throw him on the board and then we're gonna get some baits back out there. Cookie cutter, y'all. That one there is 34 inches also, so nice. All right, one last look. Let's let it go. Go down there and get even bigger for us. Take off for me there. There he goes. All right, he's gone. Sometimes them things, like I said, they'll go belly up on you if you don't get them back in quick. But our water temps, even though it's late in May, we're still 66 degrees here. And it's just, we've had a cool spring this year and we've had a lot of rain. So it's kept our water temps down. That's why I thought these catfish might be a little later going on the beds this year, but there's reports of them, people noodling them and stuff, them hand grabbing people. I don't really care for that activity or them people, but some of them are getting them off the beds right now, so I don't know, that time of year, like I said, when the cats go on the bed, I start catching more stripers. So I like catching stripers, so that's fine with me. All right, let's get these baits back out. Our headpiece there is still in good shape, so I'm gonna throw it right back out. Send it down there and then we'll cut us a body section of that skipjack up, throw out on the other one. All right, there's our piece of cut skipjack. Uh-oh, there we go, there we go. Oh yeah. That far rod over here's got hit again. That's on the body section. Oh, he dropped it. No, there he is, there he is. He was just running at me. Yeah. It's a nice thing again about these reels I got, these dyed with Seagate. At 48 inches per handle turn. You can catch up with fish like that. I thought he had dropped it. I cranked the reel handle a couple times, reeled my bait in, and he was still there. I just caught up with him. It's got to be another striper. Too fast to fish. Yeah, buddy. If nothing else, we're getting this one broad broke in right here. We'll eventually get some fish on them others too. It's just a matter of time. Okay, I don't know about the big catfish. Every day I fish puts us one step closer to the spawn if they ain't already on there, which don't mean you can't catch big fish. I catch big fish. during the spawn occasionally. It's just harder to do because the male catfish stay behind on the nest there to protect it. And so you still got a shot at a big female. And of course, not all fish spawn at the same time. So you always got a chance. But it's just not as likely with so many of them being on the nest. Yep, that's another striper right there. Oh, he got that line on the way in too. Doggone his hide. Got to untangle that from the other line there in a second. There we go, there's just another one. That's probably a little bit smaller than the others. I'm not going to fool with putting him on the board there. But man, he was fun anyway. These things, they're lightning fast, y'all. Lightning fast. Let's let him go. He wants to get out of here that bad. There he goes. There you go. All right. Well, that one ate a body section. So we'll stick another right back on there and throw it out in the same place. There is the next bait getting called to service. Let's see what it can do for us. We're getting some action on that rod. Yeah, he's on there. There he goes. There he goes. Oh yeah. We hooked up, y'all. It's been a hot minute. I should say a hot hour or more. I think it's about 9:30 out here now, so it's been a good while. I just kept riding it out. This fish is going to swim across my other lines. I'm going to try to navigate him around them. About to trip and fall over. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Fall out of this dang kayak trying to navigate this fish around these other lines. He swam across the current here, but I don't think he got in my other lines somehow or another. It's been like I said, just a slow morning out here. Going to be a lot of that the next few weeks as this catfish spawn takes over. I'll have some good days and a lot of bad. That's just part of it. You can't catch them from the couch. Got to put your time in, people. But I'll tell you what, I just got lucky. This fish did not get in my other line somehow or another. This one here ate a skipjack head. I switched out my baits probably 30 minutes ago or so. I'm loaded up with skipjacks, so thought I'll go ahead and switch them out because this current, it's got enough flow to it. It's going to wash out them baits pretty quick down there. Pretty sure this is another striper the way he's fighting, man. Look at him go. These old roughneck rods continue to impress me though. So far so good with them. Yep, another striper. There he is. Oh, you come here now. Come here now. Get on in here, you old thing. Man, he was fun. I don't know how he didn't get in them other lines because he swam straight across them. He wasn't coming free, I'll tell you that. There you go. Ate that skipjack head. Let's hold him up. There he is. Like I said, for whatever reason, when these catfish go on the beds, I start getting a lot more stripers on bottom. They just kind of take over those areas where the catfish were. Alright, let's measure him and send him home. That one there is going to be the biggest of the morning. He's about 35.5 inches. Alright, one final look at him. Let's send him home. Goodness, he's ready to go. And there you go. Let them go quick. Get them in as quick as you can. And they'll swim off healthy. I don't know if you can see with that camera, but that head's still in good shape. I just switched it out a little while ago. You can see it's still got all the meat on there, still bloody and everything. So we'll toss it right back out. Again, this rod just handles them 8-ounce sinkers, casting them really well. They're impressing me. Right here at the ugly stick. It's getting hit. He's on there. He's on there. Get on camera there. All right. We're in business again here. Again, it's been a while. It's been a slow morning out here. Not a lot of action, but all the fish I've got have been good quality. 4 stripers and then whatever this is, so I ain't gonna complain. Quality over quantity is my goal every time I go catfishing. If I want quantity of fish, I go ultralight fishing. Get my ultralight rod out and some jigs and go catch numbers of fish all day long, and they'll all be fun on the ultralight. But I'm out here with the heavier tackle. I'm looking to hook into something big. Well, I'll be doggone, we finally got us a cat. It took all morning out here, but we got us the intended species. Well, it took all morning. Finally got what I came for. Just the miniature version. We'll send him home though. He'll get big someday. I'm not gonna fish too much longer out here, but I am gonna throw another bait out and just see if we can't get 1 or 2 more. Here we go. We hooked up on this far rod over here again. There he is. Catch up with him again. Yeah, this one here is on another headpiece. Yeah. I ain't gonna stay much longer. I was just getting ready to pack up and leave when this one hit, so thankfully come along when he did. A few minutes later and I might have missed him. Here comes a boat by too. See what I'm doing over here. That's all right. Looks like a catfish boat, and if they wanted to fish here for catfish today, they're gonna be out of luck, aren't they? We just have not been on the cats here. That's all right. I like catching these stripers too. They a lot of fun. I don't know what this one is though. This one may be a cat here. It is. That's a little blue cat right there. Oh, he's gonna act out, ain't he? Alright, that one ate the head. Biggest blue of the morning there, and ain't much to look at. He's just a dink, but we got the right species anyway. We'll eventually get a big catfish on one of these Academy rods. It'll happen eventually. May not happen today, but I promise it will happen. Alright guys, time for me to get out of here. Today's trip, it was good for the striped bass. For the catfish, not so much. And that's just unfortunately how it's going to be the next few weeks as they spawn. I'm going to have some inconsistent and sporadic trips, but I will hook a few good fish during the spawn. I always do. It's just a matter of putting in the time and the work to get them. But today's trip, man, I did get to test out these rods, these Academy Roughneck rods that I got $6.75 a piece in. And I'm gonna tell you something, they held up well today. I mean, it's early, as you know, one trip here today, but so far so good with them. They feel like a heavier version of these ugly stick rods that I like so much. You know, my ugly sticks here, you know, they're another inexpensive rod. These things were $27.99 when I bought them back in the day. I think they're like $40 now, but these things have stood the test of time. I mean, I have caught thousands of fish on these things, and I've got a couple of these rods that are pushing 20 years old. I started catfishing in the early 2000s, and I've had them since the very beginning. And my other two ugly sticks that I have are 12 to 15 years old themselves. So every ugly stick I have owned has been a great rod. But you know, I know there's people out there that hit me up all the time. There's a bee on that screen right now. We're gonna have to talk around him. See if I can get him off there. We doing the closing now, bee. We got things to do here. But these people hit me up in the comments all the time wanting to know inexpensive equipment that they could use. And I'm all about inexpensive rods because I just don't think you need an $80 catfish rod. I get these pro staff guys all the time. You know, these guys, you know who they are. They walk around in these jerseys looking like a NASCAR. They prostitute themselves all over the internet because somebody gave them some free fishing poles and a coupon code. And they want to shove it down your throat that these $80, $100 rods are the second coming of Jesus. And I just don't think it's necessary on a catfish rod, guys. The most expensive rod I own is my ultralight rod. And I pay more for that. I pay a premium for it because I need that better quality graphite. I need the sensitivity to be able to feel those subtle bites when I'm using those micro jigs and at deeper depths. And so I will pay more for sensitivity, but a catfish rod, you don't need sensitivity. It's locked down in a rod holder. These fish are setting a hook on themselves with these circle hooks. All I need is strength. That's all I need. I don't need no metal reel seat. I don't need no lock and reel seat. I mean, it's catfishing. It ain't shark fishing. We're not after a grouper out in the ocean or something. So, you know, these pro staff guys, they can shove it up there you know what, because I don't need no $80 catfish rod. But anyway, guys, I could rant on those guys all day long. But what we'll do is, you know, the rest of the summer here, or until I break one of these things, we'll keep putting these Academy Roughneck rods here to the test. Like I said, they're $20 regular price, and right now they on clearance if you want to go try some out and pick them up. But yeah, we'll keep putting them through the paces, and I'll be back out here again soon. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.